Hey, how's everybody doing? I wanted to post a video today that talked about the Grissom Air Reserve base. And I'm not sure whether or not investigators have looked into this, but as you know, on February 13th, 2017, just over 4 years ago, the lives of teenagers Liberty German and Abigail Williams were tragically taken by a sick individual that has become infamously known as Bridge Guy. One of the things I noticed when I listened to Bridge Guy's voice, especially in light of the fact they have this second sketch out now, where this individual they say may actually be younger or looks a lot younger in the second sketch, it doesn't seem to match the voice that we have of him, which is raspy. It sounds like he's a smoker or a former drinker. But as somebody who grew up on a military base for 16 years, like I did when I was a lot younger, one of the things you'll notice is when people go through basic training or recruiting, their voice will often become very, very raspy in a similar manner to that. It's shocking how much it changes. I've had friends who've gone through Marine or Army boot camps, and they come back and they don't even sound like the same person. Just something to potentially think about outside of the box if investigators haven't done this yet. The other thing that I noticed, in addition to obviously this Air Force base here in Kokomo or near Kokomo, Indiana, being only about a 35-mile drive, is the fact that you have on this base, and this was again as of 2000, so that's a long time ago. This is an old Wikipedia page here. But anyway, it said 1,652 people, 581 households, and 431 families residing in the military base area. That's a lot of families. So hopefully investigators have looked into this possibility. But the trouble is, and I know this from firsthand experience, it can be incredibly difficult for people to get any kind of viable or valuable information from commanding officers at military bases. That's not the kind of thing, because of the chain of command, that they usually just give up. So if investigators have looked into this possibility, at the very least, I hope they would find out who was stationed at that base or training on February 13th, 2017, because it would be the perfect kind of alibi or getaway to say, oh, well, I traveled out of town, or, that sort of thing can be vetted, though. They can kind of find out where somebody was on that base during that time. Did somebody have a few days of leave? Were they off? And if you look on here, it says there, in addition to there being, Air Force operations and refueling wings, all kinds of things like that that are active there, there's also U.S. Army Reserve squadrons and U.S. Marine Corps Reserve squadrons. So, something to potentially think about if they think that this was somebody who was younger. I mean, military schedules, they kind of can change, from day to day. You might have a weekday off, you might have a weekend off. It might have been one of those things where this person was able to kind of get away for the day and wanted to be outdoors, or just, especially given the fact that, people talk about the terrain at the crime scene being real difficult. Well, uh, who better would know how to navigate a specific terrain and be able to do it without fear than somebody who was in the Marines, or somebody who was in the Army Reserve, or somebody who has training for that sort of thing. So just something to keep in mind, everyone. Uh, Maybe look into as a potential lead or something like that. Again, if investigators have, they have, but we have no way of knowing. But this would be something that I would really, really take a look at. Uh, it's possible that this could be something that would lead somewhere. You just never know. Again, my heart goes out to the families. Thank you to all the investigators who have spent countless hours looking into this crime and trying to solve it. I sincerely hope that one day everybody can rejoice after they catch this monster, because he's going to be caught one of these days. It's just a matter of time. I truly believe that in my heart. And if you have any information, just be sure to send it to the Carroll County Sheriff's Office or the Abby and Libby tip line. Let me get that up here on the screen for everybody to see if you don't know what that is. And it even says right there, the telephone tip line is 844-459-5786. And tips are also accepted by the Indiana State Police. And there is also an email, which is abbyandlibbykip@cacoshrf.com. And again, this is the bridge guy, and this is the latest photograph, or sketch, I should say, they have. And if you're new to this case, they have audio and video of the suspect. I just wouldn't rule anything out at this point. Something to kind of look into, this potential military connection. When all else fails, maybe there's something to it. Who knows?